Ludendorff, who'd never accepted that Germany had been defeated, gave his support to Adolf Hitler, the leader of the new National Socialist Party. In Munich, the capital of Bavaria, they decided to try and overthrow the government. But Hitler's stormtroopers were not yet powerful enough and couldn't get the support of the army or the police. Their November uprising failed and merely ended in confusion and 14 deaths. Ludendorff and Hitler were put on trial for treason. Ludendorff was let off. Hitler was sent to prison, where he brooded on his failure for a few months in rather comfortable surroundings.
Because the Jew does not ever think of leaving a territory which he has once occupied. He sticks where he is with such tenacity that he can hardly be driven out even by superior physical force. He expands into new territories only when certain conditions for his existence are provided therein. But even then, unlike the nomad, he will not change his former abode. He is and remains a parasite, a sponger, who, like a pernicious bacillus, spreads over wider and wider areas according as some favourable area attracts him. The effect produced by his presence is also like that of the vampire, for wherever he establishes himself, the people who grant him hospitality are bound to be bled to death sooner or later. Thus the Jew has at all times lived in states that have belonged to other races, and within the organization of those states he had formed a state of his own, which is, however, hidden behind the mask of a religious community, as long as external circumstances do not make it advisable for this community to declare its true nature. As soon as the Jew feels himself sufficiently established in his position to be able to hold it without a disguise, he lifts the mask and suddenly appears in the character which so many did not formerly believe or wish to see, namely, that of the Jew.
Hitler comes to power legally on January the 30th, 1933. Within a few months, his dictatorship is firmly in place. He becomes Die Führer, the leader. His supporters rise and chant, Heil Hitler. However, not all Germans are totally convinced, so again and again, Hitler hammers home his simplistic nationalist slogans. But what does Hitler want? In his book Mein Kampf, My Struggle, he clearly states what he calls his missions. Being one of the embittered veterans of the First World War, his first mission will be to destroy France, to wipe out the humiliation of the Versailles Treaty of 1919 that stripped Germany of its army and part of its territory. Then he wants to conquer what he calls Lebensraum, living space. Germany has a population of 80 million, twice that of France. He wants to make Germany the world power that it deserves to be. A pathological anti-Semite, Hitler has also taken on the mission of asserting the superiority of the Germanic Aryan race, menaced by the Jews. For him, the Jews were the cause of the Great War, Germany's defeat, inflation, unemployment. The next war will be a war on the Jews. They will be sent to Dachau, the first concentration camp, where Hitler locks up the anti-Nazis, the communists, social democrats, and all those opposed to the Nazi regime. Lastly, Hitler takes on the mission of bringing all German-speaking peoples into the Reich's fold, beginning with those of his homeland. The Anschluss. Austria is annexed and immediately submitted to the same reign of terror as Germany, with the opening of one of the most infamous concentration camps at Mauthausen, near Linz. Which country will be his next victim? Neighbouring Czechoslovakia, where there is a German population, the Sudeten Germans. But the country is recognised as an independent state by England and France. The clouds of war gather. In Munich, temple of Nazism, an 11th hour peace conference is organised. On one side, Adolf Hitler, who is becoming more and more frightening, and his ally, the Italian dictator Benito Mussolini.
Du meine Arbeit für richtig hältst, ob du glaubst, dass ich fleißig gewesen bin, dass ich gearbeitet habe, dass ich mich in diesen Jahren für dich eingesetzt habe, dass ich anständig meine Zeit verwendet habe im Dienste meines Volkes. Gib du jetzt deine Stimme ab. Wenn ja, dann tritt für mich ein, so wie ich für dich eingetreten bin.